Maritime Made is sponsored by Invest Nova Scotia because great things are happening. Invest Nova Scotia connects your business with the right resources and opportunities. InvestNovaScotia.ca.
Ashored Innovations, based in Bedford, Nova Scotia, creates rope-on-command fishing gear that prevents whale entanglement and ocean pollution. With traditional fishing gear, the buoy and rope remain floating in the water column, but with their modular ocean-based instrument, or MOBI, the fisher's rope and buoy rest on the ocean floor. When the fisher returns to collect their gear, they activate its return to the surface with an acoustic release, using software called Atlas and a hydrophone on board the boat.
Ashored has actually got its start as a university project at St. Mary's University. The two founders were students taking a master's in technology and entrepreneurship and innovation, and one of their class projects was the early start of this company. And started with, there's got to be an idea out there or some kind of innovation that can help fishermen still fish while at the same time protecting marine mammals. So basically that's what Ashored has been focused on. So we developed a rope on command or a ropeless system of fishing for fixed trap fisheries like crab and lobster, that basically removes the vertical line and the buoy from the water, packages it on the seafloor, connects to the existing traps, and then fishermen release their lines and buoys through an acoustic signal, and the line and buoys rise to the surface, and the fishermen bring that on board and fish as they normally would.
To begin making a MOBI, a glass-filled polycarbonate plate is made on a CNC machine. 2 plates are machined at once using code made with a CAD-to-CAM software. These are lined up and clamped down. 2 holes need to be drilled where magnets will be inserted. Once one is done, the spindle moves to the second. The staff adorns a ventilator and vacuums up the glass shavings before examining them. A table holder is used to hold the plates, while a tapping machine is used to add threads to these holes. Labels are made. Black epoxy is painted in the holes. Then permanent electromagnetic magnets are attached. A blue steel key is placed on the bottom, pulling the magnets as they dry for 8 hours. When the MOBI is retrieved, it's demagnetized, releasing a key allowing the buoy and rope to float to the surface. Pull tests on the magnets are done to verify. They're looking for an internal value, ensuring it's up to strength. The top plate is put into position on the MOBI's cage and tightened on. The key is attached to a magnet and a pulley system with a pull force gauge. This happens 6 times to pass each plate. The force gauge readings are recorded. On a 3D printer, housings for the alignment arm and circuit board are printed. These take many hours. Resin and hardener are mixed and spread on the arm. It's attached to the back of the board box with a weight set on top while it dries. More resin is mixed and applied to the bottom of the arm at all attachment points where it connects with the prepped plate, now with charge lugs, cable wires, reed switches, and a hydrophone, avoiding all wires. More weights are applied while it dries. The PCB was designed in-house, but most of it is populated for them. A transformer is soldered on. Occasionally, reworks are needed and happen at this stage. 3 parts are placed and soldered on.
We're now on probably our 5th or 6th generation of this device, and there's been a remarkable transformation over those 4 years, not just in our product and our reliability of the product, but also on the regulatory environment surrounding ropeless fishing and the buy-in and the general acceptance by fishermen.
The PCB's functionality is tested. It's placed on stands and probes are attached to test many abilities using function generators, oscilloscope, and digital multimeters. The results are recorded. The board is prepped for integration. Wires are cut to length, twisted, trimmed, and tinned. All the through holes are filled. Then a press fit of the antenna into the board is done. The PCB board is set into the box and the wires are soldered. A lithium-ion battery is soldered in and placed on top. The reed switches and LED light are tested. More epoxy is mixed and a Bluetooth antenna holder is added to the battery. A weight is placed while it dries. The antenna is threaded in. Its 3M backing is removed and it's attached. Now, cable management happens. An air gun cleans surfaces, followed by isopropyl alcohol. A pre-assembled zip tie chain is used to tighten the wires against the box before the stainless steel housing walls are tested. If no wires touch the walls, it's removed and silicone is added to the grooves where the walls will sit, and it's placed back on. This takes 12 hours to dry and 24 to cure. After counting how many boards need to be filled with epoxy, they calculate how much epoxy mix and fiberglass are needed for a deep pour. The epoxy is added to a large tub on the floor. The hardener follows, and then the two are mixed. With safety gear and ventilation, the fiberglass is measured and added under the fume hood. It's mixed in until it's submerged and smooth. This is poured in each unit up to the battery. The units are moved around, removing any air bubbles before they're topped up and left to cure for 4 to 7 days. A large reel of net is measured and cut out to the size of the Moby cage. Hog ties and pliers are used to attach it to the Moby cage's outer rim. The net is repeatedly tightened and is knotted in the corner. The knot is clamped to stay tied. The Moby is installed in a cage that has had net attached to the Moby housing. The top plate is assembled, and it and the Moby are stacked. Bolts are tightened on, and finally, the lid is attached. The key is in place with a buoy and line. It's palletized with a deck box transmit hydrophone, tablet, and accessories, and is ready for shipping.